Hello everyone, this is Necrostevo and you're watching my 6th narrated Wi-Fi battle. Now from time to time I'll have battles like these which are quite a little bit more, say lulzy I guess is the right word, where my opponent's using some interesting Pokemon and I'm using just a team of things that I kind of threw together. Here I'm going against Prima again. This is the second battle I've uploaded with him. And I start off with my Thornelius, my Roserade. And he starts off with Masquerain. Now when you see Masquerain, there's not a lot of things you expected to do. So I wasn't really sure what he was going to do with it. So with Thornelius having a great speed, I just decided to go straight for the Sleep Powder. Because typically it's going to outspeed most things as long as their base speeds are lower. Now with them asleep, I still have my Focus Sash intact and I'm allowed to set up some Toxic Spikes, which with 2 layers up that'll severely debilitate anything that comes in, because 2 layers of Toxic Spikes will badly poison anything that switches in. Now he gets a great 1-turn wake up there. He wasn't even asleep for an additional turn and he immediately goes for the Quiver Dance, which makes me think, oh, okay, well he's probably going to be attacking then. I knew I had the Focus Sash, so I knew I could stay in, take a hit, and put him back to sleep. But he actually Baton Passes out, and he goes to Hydreigon, which levitates and avoids the Toxic Spikes, which is good because I went for Sleep Powder to put it to sleep. But that's also bad because I can't hit it with my Leaf Storm, and I also can't hit it with my Hidden Power of Fire, so Hydreigon kind of walls this Roserade. I didn't want to get up the second row of Toxic Spikes. I knew he'd have to stay asleep for at least 1 turn. So I got that second row up to make it a badly poison when someone switches in. And then here, I go out to Gliscor because I wanted to put up my Stealth Rocks. This Gliscor kind of has a weird set. It has Taunt, Stealth Rocks, Bulldoze, and I believe Roost. No, U-Turn. And that's a weird set. Here he goes for the Fire Blast. Gliscor does not have very good special defense, but this one's max HP, max speed. So it's generally bulky. That burn kind of sucked because that means I can't even do anything on my Bulldoze to lower other people's speeds. But that bolt kind of shines through here when he is unable to kill me with the Crunch. He probably went for that move because he didn't want to miss the Fire Blast. He didn't want to have a special attack lower from the Draco Meteor. You can see he's running a mixed Hydreigon, which you don't see very many of those. But I am able to get up my Stealth Rocks, and that means Gliscor's purpose was not in vain there, because things like the Masquerain that he started off with are going to switch in and take 50% from their HP from being double weak to rock. Here I make a really stupid play and go out to my Kyurem, not thinking about the base speeds. Hydreigon has a base speed of 98 and Kyurem is 95, so even though mine is Scarf, he has +1 speed, which is the same as having a Scarf, so he's going to easily outspeed me and wipe me out with the Draco Meteor, so I didn't even get a chance to use Kyurem. And that's kind of showing you guys how, even though something is a legendary, quote-unquote, doesn't mean that it's any more difficult or more annoying to take down than anything else. You just have to play it right, and there I played it wrong. So I bring back in Thornelius, knowing that I could take a hit from Draco Meteor or Fire Blast or anything that he wanted to do because of my Focus Sash. He protects just to see what move I was going to go for. And then he Fire Blast, which I don't really agree with that because that could have missed. And here I knew I would live, so it goes down to my Focus Sash, and then I go for the Sleep Powder, which is, good, because now I finally put him back to sleep. Unfortunately, I miss, so my opponent is getting a little bit of good luck in his favor this battle, as far as the 1-turn wake, and then the miss right there, and the burn on Gliscor earlier. So he takes out Thornelius. The only thing Thornelius did was put up Toxic Spikes. Here I bring in Scrafty, and then I look down at it, and I notice that I forgot to put on Bulk Up and Rest. That is suck. That could not have been worse, but here he misses the Draco Meteor and I go for the Drain Punch. This Scrafty has no attacking EVs. It's supposed to have Bulk Up, Rest, Drain Punch, and Crunch. And he's max HP, max special defense EVs. But here you see those special defense EVs in action as that Draco Meteor does not even do half, and I'm able to finish him off with the Drain Punch, which is fantastic. Scrafty is actually a pretty good counter to Hydreigon, and it's I think I'll remember that in the future. And I really like this set. I didn't see any sets like it online as far as EVs for special defense and then bulk up, but it served me well so far. So he brings in Sock'em, which it's great that I set up those entry hazards earlier, because Sock has Sturdy, which means as long as it's at full HP, you can't one-hit KO it. So those entry hazards kind of break his Sturdy, and I happen to have Protect on Scrafty from when I was EV training it earlier, and that kind of helps out here because I'm able to scout to make sure he's going to use close combat. And he also takes a little bit more toxic damage there. So I bring in Nightlight, my Gengar, which is a perfect answer to Sock there because the close combat isn't going to work. I expected he maybe had the payback, but this Gengar was equipped with the Expert Belt at the time. So that means that it does 20% more damage as long as it hits super effective. There, that's not a super effective hit, so I barely don't kill him. And I think the only attack he had to hit me was maybe Rock Slide or Fling. And he probably didn't want to miss the Rock Slide, and the Fling was super effective. But the Fling base power from holding Hard Rock was not high enough to take out Gengar, so the Toxic takes him out. So that worked out alright for me. Here he brings in the Masquerain, and you can see the damage from the Stealth Rock there, from him being a Bug type and a Flying type. He loses half of his HP. The Intimidate doesn't really matter because Nightlight doesn't have any physical attacks, and I just go straight for the Thunderbolt, which while he is weak to it, he's also going to take 20% more damage because of my held Expert Belt. So that right there worked out. He didn't get a chance to Quiver Dance up or Baton Pass anything else there, so that worked out pretty well. Here he goes out to Leonardo, and I was actually expecting the Aqua Jet. And interestingly enough, here's another Pokemon that could possibly have Sturdy. I believe his has Solid Rock. But if it had Sturdy, once again, it would have gotten broken by the entry hazards. So I go out to my Genova, which is Reuniclus, and he goes for a Water Gem boosted Waterfall. And I did not see that coming. I was really expecting the Aqua Jet to finish off Gengar. But this does a ton to Reuniclus. This Reuniclus is max HP, max special attack. So that's a lot of HP there that he kind of just shredded his way through. So I guess that's just the power of the Ninja Turtles. They're just being able to cut through pretty much immortal jelly bears. But the second waterfall is able to finish me off there. He's now taking a decent amount of toxic damage, so that wasn't a complete waste. Expecting him to only have 1 or 2 attacks, I bring in Scrafty, and hopefully I was going to be able to get some Drain Punches up. But I then remembered when he, right before he switched out, that he had a Golurk. And I believe I went for the Protect to try to get more toxic damage. Let's see here. Yes, I did. And I completely forgot that he had that Golurk on his team, which is good. The other move that I accidentally left on this Scrafty was High Jump Kick, and I was thinking about using it, but I went for the Protect to kind of scout things out. Now, he makes a good play here and goes for the Substitute. And I just kind of randomly went for the Crunch, not knowing what he was going to do, because Golurks either typically have Rock Polish sets or they're sub-focus punching sets. His is the latter, and I don't really agree with this substituting down because he has a Toxic on, although he does have leftovers to offset it some. He is just going to run out of HP in the end. He might have been better off outright trying to attack me. Because here, he tries to go for a Focus Punch, maybe expecting me to try to bulk up or something. And I just go straight for the Crunch because I didn't want him getting a Substitute up, because a Focus Punch from an Iron Fisted Golurk will kill Scrafty because I have no defensive EVs. I just have max HP, max special defense. And you can see there that Crunch, without any attack EVs, was unable to kill that Golurk. But fortunately, Scrafty with Toxic Spike support is pretty good, so you'll probably see me running that again in the future. Here he brings out Zebstrika. I wasn't really sure what this was going to do. Zebstrika has better physical attack than special attack, but often people kind of run mixed sets just because he can learn a pretty good amount of skills. He actually goes for the Thunderbolt, which I was like, yes, special attack. Scrafty can take those, but he gets a crit, which wouldn't really have mattered as much because I get the Drain Punch off. Still no attack EVs, but that's a clean 2-hit KO after all that toxic damage he's going to take. But since he got that crit, that means that his next attack, I protect this turn to not only make him take more damage from the toxic, but to see what he's going to use. But you see he's going to use Overheat. His next attack is going to kill me because of the amount of damage that first Thunderbolt did. I actually don't know if the crit would have allowed me to survive it, but without it, you can see here this is a Fire Gem boosted Overheat. So had the first one not critted, I would not have had to protect, and then I could have just gone for another Drain Punch. But see, I live the Fire Gem boosted Overheat. So that means had the first one not critted, I would have been able to live that one, and he would have gotten a special attack drop and everything else. But here I'm forced to go to protect again, so that's a little bit unfortunate. But that works out because he dies from the toxic damage. I still have Scrafty to kind of see what he's going to bring in next, because Scrafty is pretty much death fodder now. He doesn't have any priority. He's really slow. So I get to check out what he's going to bring in. He brings out Leonardo, which that's obvious. He's going to go for the Aqua Jet there. And that means all I'm left is with my Nightlight. And at Nightlight's current HP, which is less than half, I wasn't sure if I could take an Aqua Jet. I do like Scrafty with the Rocky Helmet. I'm probably going to try running Leftovers on it because Leftovers really helps with survivability there. And then I think next time Nightlight needs to hold the Life Orb instead of Reuniclus. But here he goes for the Aqua Jet, and I'm like, please live, please live, please live. And I live with 20 HP, and that means Thunderbolt is going to wipe him out. Even the Solid Rock couldn't help him out there. Carracosta has much better physical defense than special defense. And had he lived it, I'm pretty sure the poison was going to kill him. So, that was a great battle, Prima. Thank you for the battle. I hope you all enjoyed seeing how decimating a Masquerain can be at the beginning of the battle. And please like and subscribe, and I will talk to you all later. Alright, you all have a great day.